Hello, Nathan Cox here. Guys, I want to talk to you today about chainsaws, okay? Beautiful tools, you know, very manly kind of thing. If you got some project in the spring or summer to cut back some trees that are just overgrown, maybe you got some damage for some spring storms or some winter storms, great tool if they're running right, if they're properly maintained, okay? But a chainsaw with a dull chain, many of you guys know, can barely cut butter, alright? Let alone cut down a tree. But with a properly sharp chain, the chainsaw will practically pull itself through that tree, okay? So that's what we want to talk about today, is sharpening that chain. Now, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to sharpen my own chain. I can take it down to the, you know, the chainsaw place or whatever and have it sharpened for like 10 bucks or something like that. Well, yeah, 10 bucks isn't that much, sure, but it's also taking the chain off, driving it down there, dropping them off, coming back 2 days later, picking them up, reassembling the chain, blah blah blah. You guys get what I'm saying? So sharpening it yourself actually has advantages. Now, you've probably seen the guys at the shops, you know, because they just have the chain off the chainsaw and they've got this, it looks like a miter saw, you know, it's cutting at an angle, looks like it's got a fabric abrasive blade basically on the thing. And if you have a good one of those and a good setup and you really learn how to use it, those are great. They're very quick, you know, it's like boom, 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 boom. But for the average do-it-yourselfer at home, or even like small contractor, you're probably not going to have that. So let me show you guys how to sharpen a chainsaw blade while it's still on the chainsaw, very effectively, but very inexpensively at the same time. Okay, so first of all, on your chain, okay, so each one of these little notches where the teeth are, there's just kind of a round groove that's been cut into it basically. Alright, so they actually sell like round files. You can use a hand file and you just you know, sit there and run it back and forth inside the tooth. That's probably the least expensive way to do it, but it's not the most, the efficiency is really bad. So I'm going to step it up from there. Alright, with one of these. It is a little grinding stone, which you can put inside of your cordless drill, a Dremel. Yes, you could probably, I believe this shank would be right, you know, also for a rotor zip. But rotor zips are very powerful, very fast. You can probably over sharpen and actually do more damage than good in the rotor zip. But in a Dremel with multiple speeds and put it on the low speed, I actually prefer it in the cordless drill myself. So that's what I'm going to use here. So the tools we're going to need today is this little sharpening grinding stone, cordless drill, okay, set that on the higher speed, and a Sharpie. The reason I'm using a Sharpie, where paper towels go? Alright, paper towels. You're going to have to wipe off a little spot, making sure it's decently clean on one of the teeth. And then we're going to mark it, okay? And obviously, so that's knows which one you started with, because you don't want to like be like, oh, I think I got it, and then like, you know, skip like 10 teeth, or you don't want to keep sharpening and end up doing the thing twice. So that's obvious. So let's mark a starting tooth on that. Let's step back one step real quick, because I forgot to say something. On this grinding stone, whether you get a grinding stone or a hand file, there are different sizes, different diameters. Excuse me, mine happens to be a 3/16 of an inch. How do you figure that out, you say? Well, it should be actually in the chainsaw manual, tell you which file size to use. Now, if you don't have that, and you don't want to look that up online, maybe you're at the store or something like that, you just decided to like run to the store and go get one. If you find the replacement chain for your saw, okay, so you got the actual factory replacement chain for your, you know, that matches your saw, it will say on the package, the change, it'll tell you the angle of the tooth plus the file size. So it should say it right there on the front of the package, real easy. And then you're like, oh, boom, boom, okay, that's what I need. And then get the file. Now some of those little grinding stones are sold right there next to the chainsaw chains, and other ones are actually sold on the power tool, the regular power tool department, right next to the Dremels. I can't remember where I find mine, if mine was by the Dremel, but it seemed like they had a couple sizes by the Dremel and a couple of different sizes by the actual chainsaws themselves. So do keep that in mind. Alright, now I'm going to kind of angle down here on the chainsaw so you guys can see. Ooh, alright. going to get this started and then go in fast motion here. Okay. So what you got to do, I try to do it so you guys can see it in the camera. You see the tooth right here? And I've got the drill going in the forward motion. So you want to make sure that you get the angle and keep it the same as what it is. And that's what really makes it important. You get the right size, grinding stone here or file, is so that it fits in the teeth properly, and you're not got slop or anything like that. That helps to find the angle real quick. It's good to run it back and forth as you're spinning it. That way you don't just wear a spot inside the stone, and then it's gonna sharpen uneven if you do that. So run it back and forth like that, and that's really all that it takes. Now the next tooth does cut from a different angle, so you're gonna have to flip it back and forth. Oops. And it really, unless you've hit something metal or rocks, I guess if you hit the ground, you can feel them, and the teeth should grab your skin. Well, that makes sure the angle's right. And here we go. Okay, there you guys go. Chain is very sharp, it feels great. I know that this is going to pull right through the wood. Those little stones are inexpensive so far as cost-wise. It's just as cheap as buying like one of those little files. And assuming that you have a power tool to put it into a drill or a Dremel, then it is very inexpensive, but a very efficient way to sharpen your chain. And there's nothing like sawing wood with a sharp chain. So guys, I hope this helped you out. I hope this helped you guys realize there's alternative ways to sharpen your chainsaw other than just having it done for you, having to take it off, take it down, drop it off, come back a couple days, bring it back, and put it back together. Please share this video, please subscribe, and thanks again.